Fast Stories with Brandon Hill. Please read the description before you comment this shit. Okay, thank you. So I was walking one day and the girl was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, I'm going to the supermarket. Do you want to come with me?" And I was like, "Why do we want to go to the supermarket?" She's like, "Oh, just because, I got to get some doo-doo-doo, And I was like, "Okay, why not?" And then, so we go to the Walmart. We go to the Walmart Supercenter and she was like, "Oh, I want to get these for my 90-year granddaughter." And I was like, "How old are you?" She's like, "I'm 45. How old are you?" And I was like, "I'm only 14. And she was like, "Oh, that's okay. We have a slumber party after." And I was like, "I don't want to do that." And she was like, "You have to do it with me or I'm going to get all cut on your eyes." And I was like, "Why do we have to do that?" And she was like, "Oh my God, yeah." And I was like, "What the hell? You want to go get Mandela?" She was like, "Okay, why not?" Mandela's over there. She's somewhere in the bed. And I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" She was like, "I'm just going to a slumber party where you know. And I was like, "No, I do not know." And she was like, "Oh my God, you have to come." And I was like, "Oh, you have to come? Why do I have to do that? I don't even know what I'm going to do." She was like, "Oh my God, yes I do." And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" She's like, "Oh, I don't know. Mandela just got out of jail because, she was doing crack and shit like that. I don't even know." But she was like, she gave me this napkin. I listened and I was like, this says something weird. And I was like, what does it say? Look what it says. I didn't know what that says. My mama wrote it, I don't know. But just back to the story. She was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" She was like, "Oh, I'm just going to smoke my cigarettes." And I was like, "Why do you smoke cigarettes? Do you know what that does to your lungs?" And she was like, "I don't care. My lungs are old as hell and I don't care what I'm going to do with them." And I was like, "Angela, come down." And she was like, "I don't need to come down. I'm on an overdose." And I was like, "Get your ass to the hospital now. We need to set you down." And I was like, "Why?" She was like, "Yes, sir." And I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? I'm 20, And she was like, "Go back to Britain." And I was like, "I ain't from Britain." She was like, I was like, "Go back to India." And she's like, "I ain't from India." And I was like, "Where you from?" She's like, "Georgia." And I was like, "You ain't from Georgia. You ain't from anywhere. You ain't even from this galaxy." Ow, that hurt. But whatever. You were just like all up in my ground. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She was all up in my ground. All up in my ground. All up in my ground. You know how we be doing the hood, all up in my ground. Whatever. But she was all up in my ground. I was like, oh. And then we're walking to the supermarket and we see a prostitute and I'm stuck with her. And I was like, "You stop prostituting. That's what's ruining this United States." And she was like, "I'll do whatever I want to do." And I was like, "Be that way, bitch. I'll bust you in your damn head." And then she was like, "Whatever." And I was like, "Whatever." And she's like, "No, whatever." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." And yeah, whatever, And I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She was like, "What the hell are you doing?" I was like, "Oh, I'm going to the supermarket. I got myself a little pencil right here." And she was like, oh, I think my water broke." And I was like, "Oh, we need to get you to the emergency room. Call the doctor." And someone was like, "Oh, shit. What are we going to do?" She was like, "I don't know. My water broke." She was like, "We got to get you to the doctor." She was like, "Oh, we're just running to the doctor. Oh my gosh. We're going to the doctor." And she was like, "Okay, we're going to the doctor." And I was like, so we were walking today and I was like, "We're going to the doctor." She's like, "Oh, we're going to the doctor, And she's like, "Oh, yes. We're going to the doctor. Her water breaks. Everything spills out." And we get to the hospital. The doctor was like, "What are you doing? You ain't pregnant." She's like, "Then why did my water just broke? Were you pregnant before?" "No." And she was like, "Oh, but what happened?" "Let me check you out," the doctor said. And they went to do the emergency room. They go out into the emergency room. They wait 3 hours. Then I was like, "Oh, what the hell? It's taking so long. We need to get out of here. We need to go to the dance club tonight." And she was like, "We ain't going to no dance club. I need to figure out what's wrong with my JJ." And she was like, "Oh, of course you do." And I was like, what's wrong with her, doctor?" And she was like, and he was like, "Oh, could you come into the other room?" And I was like, "Okay, why not?" And she was like, "This is a problem." And I was like, "Why is it a problem?" And she was like, "She's going to die." And I was like, "Angela's going to die? What are you talking about?" "But we found an extra tomato chutney stuffed in her, area." And I was like, "But who did that?" You don't know who did that?" And I was like, "No." "Who did it? Who did it?" "Sanjaya did." "Oh, I'm about to kill that bitch. I'm about to go over there, rip out his damn hair, put it in his marijuana stash, and then bam, I'm gonna bust it up in her asshole. That's the story of the day. Bye bye.